What's up, YouTube fam? This is Dark Angel's Journey, and I'm Shakira. And yes, don't judge me. I am wearing the I Am Cold. Actually, this is my I Am Cold shirt, but I think I've warmed up a bit, so I'm gonna take it off. But shh, you'll see it all the time, especially this winter. Oh my goodness. Anyway, guys, whoa. Okay, so let's see what is happening. I wanted to jump in and take a quick look. Looks like ETH is breaking out of the little wedgie wedge here, so maybe I'm wrong on my prediction for it. Well, this one I thought was going to go in the opposite direction, so I should have changed this drawing here. What? So now one of two things will happen. It'll either go up, get rejected off of this thing, come back down, and then continue on up. Or it's just going to go up here, get rejected off of this thing, then we can take a short from there. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. All right, so did a little bit of a run, but if we zoom out, it hasn't gone anywhere, y'all. So until it breaks one of these, until it breaks this lower high and makes a higher high, got nothing. If it breaks here strongly, then there's a potential for an entry for a long, but you know, it's been meandering along all kinds of slowly, so we'll see. It's currently getting rejecting off of this, so still more to wait. But what I wanted to do today, though, is take a look at how we could be trading these slow as molasses, these slow as molasses areas here from like a scalping perspective. It's not something that I think I'm going to really be doing very much, but for those folks who are into that stuff, well, let's go see. So I figured I'd actually, we've got Bitcoin on here. You know what? Let's grab a different coin for funsies. Uh, let's go to Matic because I think I want to add that to my arsenal of things to be trading. So, given the slowness of all of this fun stuff, since it's going sideways, let's go ahead and hit the replay button and then just plow it backwards like so. Something like that, right? Just so we have some idea. And then that way, let's say like or trading or high time frame is like the 10 minutes, right? And we'll try and take the trades in like the 1 minute or the 2 minute. And as always, we're looking for juicy breaks and areas to come back in. And so first things first, what do we know? Oh, and by the way, this is the volume profile fixed range. The VR VP. Yeah. So basically it's showing you where like all of the volume's at and where the orders are accumulating. And whenever you see like a dark space in between, you can fly past that. And then you get stuck in that area again, where there's a lot of orders, and then fly past that. Boom. Anyway, so this is what it looks like on the 10-minute. Let's get a feel for the trend, right? So it looks like we're coiling downwards, right? So I'm going to do this and let's get some nice juicy stuff there just to kind of get some structure in our lives. And it looks like, let's see, we have like an equals, like a nice little bottom here with some stuff. Something like that. I want more touches, so I'm not going to go down here. But we all know that, these areas are like ranges, right? And are we in some kind of, I want to like mock out or demand and, or demand and supply areas for funsies. So a couple of areas here. This one's already been used right here. This demand area popped up, came down. Now this one though, do we have a winner? Okay, so this demand area, sorry, supply area. And it's the lovely dragon fruit, so I'll just make a little notey note as I'm thinking, right? So we have a supply OB plus the imbalance that's below it, which of course gives us our handy dandy dragon fruit. So that's good. What else do we have? Okay, so I have this imbalance area here. And I'm just going to mark that out. Has not been eaten. Nice. So what I'm thinking is, let's also mark out our supply area. So looks like, sorry, demand. Mixing those up. We have our demand area down here with this break. There's also, this is green, then another little break here. So there's a couple, but let's mark up this one. There's still, is there any of that imbalance left to be eaten? Doesn't look like it. But let's mark that out as a potential target for a short. And let's say, let's just do supply order block there. Sorry, demand order block. And this gives us an area to play in, right? So just make that green, and let's make that green, and let's make that green. Okay, good. And it also coincides with this high volume area too. Oh, excuse me. So what I'm gonna do is add my GAN box here and do this. This just keeps me sorted out with, if it's over the 0.5 and in the red area, it's expensive. So I can take only shorts from here, and when it's under there, I can take longs from here. All right, cool. So we have this juicy break here. Nice red candles coming down strongly. So hoping it's gonna pop back up here and or imbalance. Anything else? Like maybe a failed breaker block or something. So we had this failed breaker block right here. Let's see, does it coincide? It kind of does. So here's a failed breaker block. Just do this. Well, failed order block that became a breaker block right up here. And any kind of Quasimodo, so that's a no. Okay. So looks like we've hit a higher low, a lower low here, and price is just breaking above back into the expensive zone. So what I'm thinking is this, and once it comes up into this area, we can go into our 1 minute and, look for an entry. So let's see if that works. Looks like it's breaking back into this area. This is all predicated on if it breaks out of this wedge it's forming. If that's the case, then, oh, hello. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Now that's a very strong. So still thinking, man, we got to be flexible here. So, oof. All right, it's coming down to this demand area. So we have potential options here. So if it's coming into this demand area, then we could, play it back up into the supply area. Let's see. So we had that. It's a goodish break. Let's see what happens. So we have two options, right? And it's fascinating. So we're in the discount space. So if price breaks down below this, then, that's the breaks and we change our minds about what we're supposed to do. So now, ooh, instant. Okay. And that came right back up. Looks like we're still meandering along inside of this area here. So let's see, any price to, okay, so we've come into the demand area. And do we have anything over here that might be drawing the price? It's not quite an equal lows, but it could bust through. Let's see. All right, so looks like we're turning around. Let's go to the 1 minute, right? And let's see what we've got for a potential entry back up, to write it back up to this to this imbalance up here as a potential. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So far, have this break area here. Nice strong one. So let's let out. This is potential or entry area actually. All right, so let's set that as entry zone. And I don't need it to say 15 minutes because we're doing 1 minute. Just scary, but you know. So if we're in the entry zone, what I want to see is I want to see price break above, make a higher high, and then we can get in here. So let's see. Right. So it just made a higher low here. Let's see, I needed to make a higher high, and then I have confirmation. Otherwise, this is the 1 minute. I don't trust it. Still making lower highs. Could be meandering over here. Meandering. Okay. See, this is why you don't just jump in, right? So there's a nice juicy break here for falling potential. Just because I think it's going to do something doesn't mean it's going to do said something. Right now it's just hanging out. Looks like it might want to go lower. Let's see. We've got this break here. That's a nice juicy break. Right here. So another potential entry area. Let's see if we're going to get some kind of good confirmation. So if we were to, I don't know, something like that. And below here. But again, we're not entering yet because we want to see. Let's back up to this imbalance. Because we want to see something more juicy, like maybe a nice candlestick pattern. Like I said, I want something higher high above here, you know? If it doesn't do that, we're coiling downwards. Maybe my analysis is wrong on the 10-minute. Another reason why it... Okay, all right, so this looks a little better. This looks a little better. Let's move this out the way for a second. So we have this break here. So here will be a nice place for an entry. And then we'll set a stop loss below this low here, a little below it. All right, let's see what happens. We're going to come down. Let's see. All right. Okay. So I see this bullish engulfing. I adjust my entry to here and I use this higher low. So I go a little below that like so. And let's actually, let me do this. Below here, give myself some more room to breathe. So that's still a 3 to 1. All right. So let's let that play. Come on, don't let go. Don't make a liar out of mommy. Whoa. What? Okay, guys. So as this keeps going, check it. Look at what happened. This is why we give these space to breathe. Look at that stop hunting candle right there. Look at that. Just hunting for them. Wow. Okay, so as this meanders on and keeps making higher highs and whatever, I'm literally going to start moving my stop loss. I'm going to create this guy right here, and I'm going to call it stop loss. And I'm going to start moving my stop loss below these like areas. So let's let it play out. So leave it as is. Almost got me. Actually, I'm going to move my stop loss to what I'll consider to be break even right here. And let's go. And if it goes up, makes a higher high. Okay, all right, perfect. So here's another low area here. I'm gonna move my stop loss to just under here, nicely into profit. All right, let's press play. Okay. Oh, I see lower highs being made here. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna get stopped out. Maybe I should just get out right here. But at least I've made some profits here. Let's let it play out. Yep. Because if I get stopped out, then it's going in the opposite direction, right? Which it did quite strongly. But this is why you move it into profit. So where did it stop? Oh, look at that. It stopped at the last area. So this is where my take profit should have been, right? The last area where it, stayed, got stopped again. So that's the other thing about these trades you gotta be mindful of, right? You gotta be mindful of the levels. So this is the last area that it got up to. That's where I should have set it. And then, if it hit the imbalance, great, but it looks like that's not what it wanted to do. But still got some profits. But that's why we're doing this. We're learning. All right, so this is doable on the lower time frames. Just got to be careful. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Not a dang thing. Boring. ETH. ETH is breaking out, so we'll see if it does like a retest and then pops up and then maybe. But I'm gonna wait until it gets to this area, see what it does, and then try and take a short. Okay, so I think we'll stop that one. Not bad. We've we've made some adjustments. We're zoomed in a little too tightly, I think, um, to this, and we should have paid attention to the last area that it got rejected off of. Things that we just weren't paying attention to. It, the fact that this area is like a SR flip area, right? Rejected, rejected, scroll over, rejected, rejected. So still missing things, but we just got to make sure that we pay attention to what our targets are supposed to be. And I was targeting this imbalance. It's not a bad target, but it's above the last area where price liked to stop, which is where we should have, like right here, which is where we should have taken profit right there. Boom. And that look at almost how spot on that was. Yeah. All right, well, I hope that helps. I'm gonna do more of these, try and keep them short like this, and hopefully you guys can get through the whole thing. All right, well, happy hunting, trade safely, and Shakira out.